Hello, I'm Shivani, your English coach for classes 10th and 12th CBSE. Today's poem is Keeping Quiet. But before I start, please subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends, and also send your comments. As always, I'll first explain in English and then in Hindi. Explanation in English will help you write your answers, so listen carefully. The poem is written by Pablo Neruda, the famous Chilean poet who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. His writings are simple but beautiful. In this poem, the poet feels that we need a quiet introspection or soul searching. He feels there's a need to create understanding among human beings to promote world peace. पैब्लो नेरूडा चिली के रहने वाले थे. उन्हें 1971 में नोबेल प्राइज़ फॉर लिटरेचर मिला था. उनके पोम बहुत ही सिंपल और खूबसूरत हैं. इस पोम में उन्होंने सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन या खुद को समझने की कोशिश करने को कहा है. पोइट सोचते हैं कि जब हम आपस में एक दूसरे को समझ पाएंगे तो दुनिया में अमन या शांति ला पाएंगे. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet says, let's all be quiet and still and make no movement and count up to 12. Perhaps he has used the number 12 as it is an important number. It represents the 12 hours and so many other things. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. He further says, for once, let's not talk and speak in any language because the different languages divide us. Neruda then asks everyone to stop for 1 second and not even move our arms and stop all our work. पोइट कहते हैं हम 12 तक गिनेंगे और एकदम क्वाइट या शांत रहेंगे. हम किसी भी लैंग्वेज में बात नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस हमें बांटती हैं या डिवाइड करती हैं. पोइट कहते हैं 1 सेकंड के लिए हम अपने हाथ भी नहीं हिलाएंगे, मतलब कोई काम नहीं करेंगे. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Neruda says, this will be an exotic or unusual moment, something that has never happened before. Nobody will be seen rushing or being in a hurry. There won't be any noise of the machines or the engines. Nobody would be doing anything. So everybody will be united in a sudden, strange manner. पोइट कहते हैं कि ये पल या मोमेंट बहुत स्ट्रेंज या अजीब होगा. लोग एकदम शांत होंगे. किसी को कोई जल्दी नहीं होगी. कहीं भी कोई मशीन या इंजन की आवाज़ सुनाई नहीं देगी. इस अजीब मोमेंट में सब यूनाइटेड होंगे. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Neruda says, during this moment, the fishermen in cold seas would not kill or harm whales, and people gathering salt will not hurt their hands. These examples imply that there won't be any killing or violence or destructions. People will adopt a better approach towards life. नेरूडा कहते हैं इस मोमेंट में फिशरमैन वेल्स को कोई हार्म या क्षति नहीं पहुंचाएंगे. जो लोग सॉल्ट इकट्ठा करते हैं अपने हाथों को चोट नहीं पहुंचाएंगे. पोइट कहना चाहते हैं कि कोई भी डिस्ट्रक्टिव एक्टिविटी इस मोमेंट में नहीं होगी. Those who prepare green wars wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Neruda says people who prepare wars against nature or environment, wars using poisonous gases and firearms. They may win and be victorious, but there won't be any survivors after the wars. Even these people would put on clean clothes and walk with their brothers or treat their enemies as brothers and be united with them without harming them. नेरूडा कहते हैं जो लोग वॉर की तैयारी करते हैं, चाहे वो ग्रीन वॉर हो अगेंस्ट नेचर और एनवायरनमेंट, या जहरीले गैसेस के, या फायर आर्म्स जैसे कि बंदूक वगैरह के, ऐसे लोग वॉर को जीतने के लिए लड़ते हैं, पर वॉर के बाद कोई बचता नहीं। ज़्यादातर लोग वॉर में मर जाते हैं। ऐसे लोग भी इस मोमेंट में लड़ाई भूलकर, साफ कपड़े पहनकर, सबके साथ हाथ मिलाकर एक रास्ते पर यूनिटी के साथ छाए में या शेड में चलेंगे बिना कुछ किए। What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Poet says that whatever he's saying should not be misunderstood with complete inactivity. Life moves on. It is a continuous process. If life comes to a standstill, it will result in death. And he doesn't want anything to do with death. He says, inactivity doesn't mean to be idle. He further says, we are so single-minded in keeping our lives moving and achieving our goals, we don't have time for others. We don't even think whether the things we are doing are good for us and others. We are in fact not happy. For once, if we take some time off from our busy lives and keep quiet and do some introspection, perhaps it will make us understand that whatever we are doing is neither good for us nor the humanity. We are in fact threatening ourselves with death. पोएट कहते हैं कि उनको गलत ना समझा जाए। वो बिल्कुल काम करना बंद करने की बात नहीं कह रहे हैं। जिंदगी का नाम चलते रहना है। रुकने का मतलब डेथ है। डेथ से उन्हें कोई लेना देना नहीं है। वो तो सिर्फ ये बताना चाहते हैं कि ज़िंदगी के दौड़ में लोग भूल गए हैं कि जो कुछ वे कर रहे हैं उससे किसी को भी खुशी नहीं मिलेगी। अगर वो थोड़ा सा समय निकालकर अपने को समझने की कोशिश करेंगे तो शायद अपने प्रॉब्लम्स को सुलझा पाएं और अपने को हमेशा डेथ एंड डिस्ट्रक्शंस की धमकी से बचा पाएं। Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. In the end, the poet says, perhaps we can learn from the earth. When it appears to be dead, it is actually at work, and later it proves that it's still alive. Under its apparent inactivity, it is regenerating. Then the poet says that he'll count up to 12 and we should keep quiet and he'll take our leave. आखिर में पोएट कहते हैं कि हमें अर्थ से सीख लेनी चाहिए। बाहर से भले ही अर्थ डेड दिखाई दे, पर अर्थ हमेशा काम में मग्न होता है। जब हर चीज़ अर्थ पर डेड दिखती है, अर्थ फिर से अपने को नई जिंदगी को वापस लाती है। So we can see the title of the poem is so appropriate. Poet asks everyone to take some time off from their overactive lives to do some soul searching or introspection. For that, he asks everyone to be quiet, to keep quiet. Perhaps it will help them to reflect on their fate and make them understand what is right and what is wrong for them, and move on the path of peace and unity for mankind or humanity. So that's all. Please don't forget to check the description box for details.